everything I said I was gonna get on my kid. In addition to that fact, I went legit. I'm the shit now, according to the way that I'm positioned. In this biz, it look like I'm just gonna keep on getting rich. Know them Westside RSCs is us. LAPD on my dick, I'ma squeeze and bust. If a rap nigga diss, Swiss cheese is bust. All this rap money, nigga, look, I need too much. Money, loyalty, and love, in the dream we trust. You'll be switching up the players on your team too much. Tiny Copy, that's my low, Young Supreme, what's up? And we travel around the world getting cream or what? Ain't you get off on whoever hustle seem to rush? Las Vegas strip pop, yeah, you creamed them punks. After all that looking tough, all he seen was stunts. 50 Cent and Mayweather flee the scene with us. True story. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life, look, all my life.
Mistakes are gone, I won't do them no more. That's old news, that's new news, I done did that before. I turn nothing to something, my comeback on 100. Let's talk it, more action, you just gon' see coming. I just keep elevating, no losses, just upgrading. My lessons made blessings, I turn that into money. They gotta never settle, this view is so much better. I'm chilling, I'm winning, like on another level. Oh, you can talk all you want. See me as the prayer, nothing I'm afraid of, and I can have it all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let go. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy, yummy on your tummy. Level up, 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 level up.
Hey now, it's me, DD, and I'm back. I'll turn off my fan. Yes, finally back. Sorry I wasn't here last week. It was family day. My son. Oh, I thought turned the fan off. My son ordered the fight, so it was family day. So happy to be back today. It's finally I had a whole week. No hospital visits. No tripping over my own rug. So it was actually a pretty decent week. I cannot complain this week. It was a good one. But all you get tonight is just, it's me, Dee Dee. Angela, my girl, she started back to work after her knee surgery, so she won't be with us most likely this whole month, sad to say. I'm gonna miss my girl. So she's waiting for her schedule to change, but she will be back. So I talked to her yesterday. I didn't talk to anybody today. I talked to my son for like an hour. So, but today we are going to toast up to women in general. So tonight's show is on successful women. So we're going to toast up to women who get out there and get it done. How about that? So when I'm drinking tequila tonight, so I'm gonna try to keep it. I'm gonna try to keep it 100 and a buck. You know I love my tequila. So my guest CeCe, I don't know what happened to her. You know I'm a vampire, so I woke up about 12 or 1 o'clock and I had a message that she had to reschedule. So I don't know what happened. I'll call her a little later today. But I wanted her to come on because she's like extremely successful. She started her own business. And she was on the show before when I had starting over, like having to start your life over. She was the one, if you recognize the pictures, that started her own business. She has the housekeeping business. And so I wanted to get into being successful, how you get successful, what does it take to get successful, a successful mind, especially with women. Because it's a little harder to get into that, to break through as women. Like we talked to Mama Boo, we had Mama Boo on here. And, you know, I had her talk about being a successful woman and being in business and, you know, started her, sorry, that was the husband who popped in. You know, if my phone doesn't ring, somebody walks through that door. So it's difficult to get into business, be a wrecking force in business, and even being successful in organizations and things like that. It's hard to get, you know, they say that glass ceiling. I think I've said on here before, I started businesses, and the first one, I had the first t-shirt business, which was customized for you, and I had to start over. It's not easy, especially, getting in that t-shirt business and doing that aspect of business. And I started over, and I came back with Styles by Nina. I had to learn from my mistakes. Hey, Pamela. Hey, my girl, Long Beach Lala. Yeah, I explained that you'll be back soon. I'm so glad you tapped into the comments. So, and you tapped in. So yeah, I had to go back and restart over and learn from the mistakes the first time. And then I also, while I was running that t-shirt business, I also sold life insurance, Roth IRAs. They always say, I went to college for business. They always say you need 7 streams of income. So you need, different and I had a full-time job. So you have to have different avenues of income to hit that level of success that you're looking for. And that's what I went out there and tried to, oh my goodness, I see my doggy. That threw me off, like, what is that? Yeah, I didn't set up today. I stayed on my desk. Sometimes this is a little more comfortable, but I do like this little picture behind me too, so I like to switch up. So, you got to really get out there and work hard, especially as women, to be successful women. And that's what I want to get into tonight is what does it take to be that successful woman? Half the interview was, half the show is going to be about CeCe and what it took for her to leave her job, step out on faith, and then start a new business and make that a success to where that's your mainstream income now and not that 9 to 5, 6 to 2, 2 to 10, or that night shift. Was it 10 to 6 a.m.? I don't think I cleaned my hookah well. It's not hitting right. So, successful women know who they are. You have to really be secure. What about my books? You know what, Pamela? I'm outlining the last 3 chapters. I already know what it's going to be, but I write like with outlines. I kind of fell off of writing because my husband got really sick in January. So that was like my first priority. That's kind of why in the beginning of the year, I kind of disappeared a lot. I pop up, disappear, pop up, disappear. But I'm sitting talking to my son about the end of my book. So I like to write on an outline. So I am going to come back and finish in because Black Widow 2 is almost done. So you're going to see me back out there with my books, my book reviews, my sneak peeks. And I am about to come back and get back in. I was telling I've lost like 1,500 followers that were my readers. I have a nice following. It's okay. I'm growing it slowly. But to lose your readers that were into those things, so I got to get back out there and get my books going back. Now, I'm about to get back out there, Pamela. I haven't fallen off. I like to be able to say, Google me. So, and that too, that's another avenue that I stepped out on blind faith to make it in that world as an author. So, and be semi-successful at it, I'm not at the level that I want to be at yet. So I don't think I can't say I'm a success yet because I'm not where I want to be. Because you set goals for yourself, and until you reach those goals. So in that aspect, I don't think I'm successful. I did run a successful t-shirt company, and I did do very well selling life insurance and Roth IRA. So in that aspect, I think I would have hit even more success if circumstances didn't come my way and sit me down for a long time. So I got hurt, and it just shut me down for a minute. So a successful woman, they know who they are. They're confident in themselves. They know where they stand. They know that they can accomplish some things. They know why they are doing what they are doing. They've set out a goal and a plan, so they know why they're doing it. There's a purpose in what they're doing. They just, a lot of people start a lot of businesses because they don't know their direction. So you have to have a clear direction on where you're going and what you're doing. They know how they apply their vision for positive impact. So they know how to apply, like I said, they've already outlined that vision and what they're doing. She's confident and eager to learn. And that's something else ladies, one thing we have, a lot of us have this strong background. Like, I had a really strong mom who taught me how to be me and my sister. My sister is very successful also. It gave us these backbones, and I was fortunate enough to have a dad that backed that up. So not everybody has that. I always say, your daddy can either be a great beacon of light for you, or they can kind of destroy you. Right, Long Beach, you got to make a plan. And you just can't jump out on, say, I'm gonna start this business, because how do you get to the bank? How do you try to go step by step? I tell my son all the time, you can't go from A to W. It's A, B, C, D, and you have to put that plan in motion and go by each step, because if you miss it, just like in math, there's certain ways that you go through math. You have to do that same thing when building that plan for yourself. And when I say you have to be eager to learn, because sometimes we think we know it all and we don't need assistance, and there's always somebody that can teach you something. Especially, I learned that in the first business. Somebody had a business, and he started teaching me, because I had the silk screen machines, I had the heat presses, I had everything, and I still had to revamp because I kind of skipped some steps in that first business. So, has achieved balance and perspective in all aspects of their life. And that's another thing, like if your personal life is raggedy and you run your personal life raggedy, your business is going to be raggedy. And you have to have a real good aspect on your life and know where your life direction is going for you to know where your business direction is going. Who do we consider successful women? And this, really racked my brain when I was looking. I actually thought about this, and then I started looking some things up. What's considered a successful woman? Because I know there's superstardom, and people, because you became a superstar, did that make you successful? And that's, because my dad, like, he loved him some Diana Ross, but he never was like Michael Jackson's dad and beat us in the start. Because a lot of famous people that became extremely famous ended up broke, selling real estate, Uber drivers. Even some of these child stars, they don't maintain stardom. So to me, because you made it famous, were you successful? So I kind of started thinking about some of these, and I'm only doing women, like TLC. They were uber famous, and they are not wealthy at this point. They may be more comfortable than the rest of us, but they're not. So I don't consider them successful, because they didn't. I know they got that bad 360 deal, but what legacy do they have to hand down to their kids, except for, I don't even know they own their music yet. So and a lot of people love Beyonce, a lot of people don't. But I know she trademarked a lot of things. I don't know her business aspects though, because I don't know Beyonce like that. So I jumped into Rihanna and J-Lo. They have brands. Like, if Rihanna never makes another song, she has residual income coming in from her makeup, her clothing. So she stepped out. You have to believe in your plans. Right, Pamela, you have to believe in your plans. So if you have, like Rihanna, and just like J-Lo, who produced television shows, and there was this one TV show on the air that I had watched for years. And then I realized at the bottom it said executive producer J-Lo. And I was like, wow. Just like Frasier. You remember Frasier was executive producer to Girlfriends? So they have other things. Like, I don't know where Cardi B fits in. I don't know if she has other things going for herself. That's why I looked at her like, are you just a celebrity, or are you successful? I know a lot of these rappers, they rent cars to put on the gram. A lot of that stuff does not belong to them. And a lot of people that they don't buy their homes. They rent all these homes for photo shoots, or just for, you remember that show? They used to go, it was on MTV Cribs. And then you find out those really weren't their houses. So again, that's just famous. That's not successful. So, and then I moved over to, I looked to see a lot of successful women, and a lot of them, there's a lot of lawyers, and I didn't name them because you would know who they were. But the ones that people know, they're all like mainly politicians. Michelle Obama, Kamala Harris, whether you like her or not, she actually became, that's the first Black vice president female. Well, Asian and Black. Condoleezza Rice. But then you come against Shonda Rhimes, but then that's entertainment. But she had to claw her way to become successful. And then there's I know they made that movie, she was the one that did calculations like a computer for NASA, and that was Katherine Johnson. So, until they did that movie, how many of us knew about her? And to me, that's successful. Like my dad didn't, he always taught us go to school, get an education. He was educated. My dad was born in the 30s. I know my dad was like the crypt keeper. So he was born in the 30s and preached to me and my brothers. To him, success. He had my life planned out. I was going to college. I was going to be a lawyer. So, because I always had to argue my case on something. Or my brother and sister's case. It was always me like fighting for the underdog. Oh, check out my hat. West Coast, we active. That's Big Silencer. So, check this out. You're not going to sidetrack this at ADD. Keep that. You guys got to go check them out. So this hat is so dope. Look. Yeah, and it's my Lakers. So, and that's again like Big Silencer has a lot of businesses. Him and DJ Heavily, his wife, so they step out and do a lot of businesses. Not just his foot is not just in one thing. Like I said, 7 streams. Long Beach, you better not get in trouble. You can't measure another person's success. Success can only be measured based on where one has come from. Right. And that's what I was getting into. Like, my dad's success for me was finishing college and getting a good job. That was his level of success. It wasn't, I had added becoming a judge to it. I had told my sons, because I always tell this funny story. My oldest son, he got his at 17, got his little job at Popeyes. And he said, I want to own a Popeyes. They send you to college, teach you how to be a manager. So I used to tease him and say, so you're going to go to Popeyes college. That's instead of the university. So your college is going to be Popeyes University. And to us, it was so funny. But I always told my sons, because I always preach college to them. But if your goal is to be to own a Walmart or be the manager of Walmart or McDonald's, you better be the best manager they ever had in their whole industry life. I never pushed for them to be a doctor or a lawyer or a physicist. If they wanted, whatever their goal is, but their goal could not be a professional athlete, because all my sons were athletes. Your goal could not be a professional anything, basketball player. You couldn't, nothing that I want to be a rapper, those could not be your goals. Because even though they were so good at sports, I always said, what if you get injured? You do know, because the husband played college football, how many, and when he tapped onto the university, everybody was All-American. So everybody doesn't make it. So what's your goal then? So it is your level, but your level of success can't be, I got Section A, AFDC, food card, SSI. It can't be that you you took advantage of every element of what's free. You can use that because, back in the days they had welfare to work. And I know several people that took the welfare to work. They had daycare for their kids, went to college, and now they have really good jobs. So if you then you take yourself from, I always say we came from the dirt. Like, I didn't know we were so poor until I got older. So take it and achieve. If your success says, I want to be a secretary, and that's your level of success, to me, that's why I say we have to, Angela, hit it on the nose. I miss you. Hit it right on the nose. What is your level of success? What does it mean to you? Is it being your own business owner? You know, is it being like Condoleezza Rice or Shonda Rhimes? I want to write some of the best television shows and direct them. You know, you just got to set your goals and make a plan as to where you want to go. And that's the biggest thing that we have to concentrate on. And then you have to have, I think I jumped. We have to understand that knowledge is power. You know, not just school. Like a lot of people think that if you go to school, at my job, people used to come in and say, they're not going to be stuck here. I have a degree. Okay. I had my first one at the time I was working on. I had my associates of science. I was working on that BS at the time. I'm not going to be stuck here like you guys for 30 years. I have a degree. And your degree does not control these kids. So what else can you learn outside of school? You have to take real life. You know, you have to continue to grow. What was good in the 80s or the 70s, like the things my dad taught me, like I said, he was born in the 30s, still hold true to today, but not everything does. You know, like this YouTube stuff, my son, Instagram and YouTube, my son had to teach me. I told you I went to high school with Moses. He was my prom date. So in the Stone Ages, that stuff is not relevant for today. We love the 80s, but the 80s is not. Do you remember when you got mail and you started your computer and it dial up? Okay, now I can send a fax from my phone, and I can print something that you sent me from my phone. So we have to continue to learn and grow. And again, sometimes we get in our stubbornness because, you know, I'm stubborn as a woman sometimes, you know. So we have to work on that. And like me and Angela were saying, you got to set your goals. You got to make a plan. Especially goal setting is so important. And it's good to look at them. I can sit right here at my board and tell me I have, it has 4 sections. It's broken into daily. It's broken into things that I can't see that apart. And, you know, I have a list of things that have to be done. So yeah, you have to set these little short-term goals. A lot of times people set these goals. It's good to have a 5-year plan, a monthly plan. Like mine, I have a daily, because let me tell you, sometimes I can't get everything done during the day, so I have to check it off to make sure I did it, or remind myself what I'm supposed to do every day. Because I done had a couple of concussions, I can't remember stuff. My success grew from fears, tears, impatience, sprouting into growth, bravery, payroll, mentoring. Right, Pamela, and that's something else. I want, like, your fears. Your fears get in your way. And a lot of time, our worst enemy is our fear and our fear to succeed. Sometimes we are so afraid to succeed that we get in our own way. And you know, you made a really good point, Pamela, with that. You know, and if you don't face your fears, you're not gonna, like you said, sprout into growth. That you become brave once you face those fears. You know, I have that written down somewhere, Pamela. So you jumped ahead of me. So that's right on point. You have to stay organized. You can't, like I said, if you're unorganized. Well, that's not true, because in my personal life, no, I'm sitting here looking at my mail is stacked like this mail belongs to other people. These are bills I have to pay. This is stuff that needs to be filed away. Like everything is organized on my desk. Like the front of my desk is a little messy because I was scrambling to get here on time. But everything is like my cousin Popeye. There are things that are just sitting here. And then on the shelves on this side, I have the mail that needs to be opened. All my notebooks on the bottom shelf. I haven't decided what I'm putting on the little shelf yet. So you have to be organized. If you're not, you're gonna forget to do things. Like I'm looking over there. The things that I write everything down. I got like 15 notebooks around here. I write everything down. Same way when I write a book, I organize my book. I start off with character building. If you watch the show, I don't know what show it was, but I talked about my books and my writing process. I start a book with the characters. Everybody gets a name. I know who they're going to be. Before I write one word in my book, every character has a backstory. I know their favorite food. I know where they were born. I know their who they don't like. I know who their childhood friend was. I know their parents' backstory. So I organized that book to a T. So I know every single character before I write one word, even though I know what my book is going to be about. Because I have to organize these people. I have to know these people. Same thing in business. Even if, to be honest, if you work at Walmart, you should know every ounce of Walmart. Any level of success, especially in starting a business, you need to know what your dream is for that business to become, and then you start, how do I get there? So being organized, you need a great support system. Because if you have people telling you, you can't do this, girl, you crazy, it ain't gonna work. If you're not around like-minded people, then you'll think the way they think. So you need people to say, especially when you're dragging ass and you're starting to feel like this is not going to work for me, you need somebody to say, that was my mom. She would kick me in the ass. Get up. Don't fail at this. So that was always great for me. So you need someone that when you're dragging it and you're about to give up or you don't think you're going to make it, they're on your team, they're uplifting you, they're your backbone. Sometimes they see what you missed. So, and you need to be around like-minded people. You need to be around people that are go-getters, that want something, that support you front, back, to the side, 10 toes down. So a big support system is what helps you face your fears, and it helps you get going. And when you're lulling, they brighten you right back up. So, and then you have to have a routine. And you have to separate work and play. A lot of times, the mistake we make, we hire our friends, and it's going to be a good time. We're going to have a lot of fun. And then you start to mess up. Everything needs to be a routine. Every day every day we start today, especially when you're starting your own business. Everything is like, I'll get to it. No, start your day like it's your job. I clock in at 8 o'clock or I clock in at 9. I don't clock in until like 1 o'clock. I have a routine. Mine is at nighttime. So I do a lot of things at nighttime. I make my videos. I do a lot of weird stuff at night. But you have to have a routine. Like, I'm not the average person. So if you say every day I'm going to start my day, I must make my coffee at 9 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, I'm on my desk and I'm working. So even if you're not sure what to do, say every day I start getting this business off the ground at 10 o'clock every day. And you do it. So you keep a routine and separate work and play. So if you made your best friend your assistant, you have to let her know, we're not on Instagram, we're not on Facebook, and we're not playing from 10 to 5 or 10 to 9 or whatever you want your day to be. And then you schedule, these are times that I make phone calls. These are times that I'm researching my business. You have to stick to a plan and stay with that routine. And then you have to challenge yourself. Because sometimes we get real comfortable with who we are. I don't like change. I do not. I am so predictable. I am so predictable. I do the same thing all the time. I eat the same foods. I drink the same thing. Yeah, vodka, tequila, and water. Sometimes you can throw some pineapple juice and some. I do drink those little vegetable drinks. But see, I'm just so predictable. You always know what restaurant we go to, exactly what I'm going to order. I'm just, when it comes to work, I was so predictable at work. I used to give the same speech every morning to start our day. Okay? So predictable that one day I said, don't give these kids no cookies, ding dongs, and ho-hos. Do you know my staff threw out ding dongs, ho-hos on the floor? Because I said the same thing every single day. So they knew it was coming. They didn't have to say one day, she would say, she says it every day. I am that predictable. So, work hard, play hard, true story. Fired my twin sons before until they begged. Yeah, right. And it's good you fired them to let them know we are serious. This is business. And then afterwards, we can go have a drink when work time is over. We can go have a drink. And then that's when we can play hard. Because I played hard and took lots of vacations. So, and that's it. Time for self. Yeah, that's what I just said. I took tons of vacations. Sometimes I worked so hard that I took one vacation a year for myself. Just me, no kids. And then I took a vacation with my kids because they played sports, so we were always going on sports trips in Vegas and wherever tournaments were at. So you have to, if you don't take some time for yourself, your mind won't stop. And sometimes you just need your mind to stop so you can refresh it and rebuild it. Like I always tell G, he works too hard. He does too much. And what do I do every Saturday? Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, I do absolutely nothing. That is my Sabbath, to do absolutely nothing. If the Most High take a day to rest, I think I deserve it too. You know, because when I don't rest my body, I do silly stuff like trip over a carpet. You gotta sit and rejuvenate your body and rejuvenate your mind to keep it fresh. So you have to take time for yourself. And then you have to try new things, which I just said I don't like to do. But I tried sushi and loved it. I tried fish and loved it. I'll never bungee jump. Yeah, you have to push me out of plane. But you have to try new things and experience. And you know, I know it's been hard the last few years, but read a book if you don't like to read a book. Certain things that you may not like to do. Hey, Mr. Chris, what's up? But you always have to, it's to broaden your horizons, because some of us are so tunnel vision that all we know is what we know. And we don't open up our minds to explore other things and new things. Like people say, I'll never leave the country. Or some people never been out of LA. You know, or where they come from. Or they've never left California. So you have to try new things and learn new things and open up your mind to new things. Even if you don't like it, at least if you hear somebody else talking about it, you don't sit there looking like, I don't know. So we have to open up our minds and we have to try new things. And then don't compare yourself to other people. Because you don't compare. My daddy taught me this when I was really young. And he didn't say don't compare yourself to other people. He said, you must be better than yourself. Because if you only do a half-assed job, then you're not the best you can be. And you should always be better than yourself the next day. So if every day you're average, then you're not the best that you can be. And then as I got older, I understood what he was saying, and that was my mom too. You're in competition with nobody but you. You know, and then I became my worst enemy. So like, and this is what I try to teach my kids. If you have to do it again, if you have to do it over, oh my goodness, gnats are drunk. Because there's gnats in this tequila. So I think they are effed up right now. I always tell my kids, if you have to do it, then you got to do it again. If you don't do it right the first time, because you know I'm the one that come and tell you not to do this all over again. So why do it twice if you could just do it once? Always, just, you know, a lot of times we take shortcuts. And what, you know, every time I was driving somewhere and I took a shortcut, I always ended up in traffic. Like there would be a roadblock, you know, something. Shortcuts don't get you anywhere. So don't compare yourself to others. Don't envy somebody else. Don't say they got this, why don't I have it? Their business is more successful than mine. They got a promotion, why didn't I? Always compare yourself to you. And if you're doing the best that you could possibly do, don't worry about what Tom, Dick, or Susanna has. Just worry about what you have. And then if you want what Sally has, then work harder to get what Sally has. Don't hate on Sally. And don't say I want to be like Sally, because Dee Dee don't want to be like nobody but Dee Dee. Because I happen to really like Dee Dee. So I think she's an awesome person. You know, I enjoy my own company. You know, and that's the thing. If you can't enjoy your own company, or you're sitting around, you're by yourself and you're bored, you don't enjoy your own company. And you better learn how. I can take myself, well, used to. I don't leave the house too often now, but I used to take myself to the movies and to dinner, and I didn't have to be on my cell phone. I enjoy me. So Learn to love yourself and enjoy you. And don't have that little green-eyed monster. Ooh. And my famous saying is, God don't look ugly and he ain't too fun or pretty either. Y'all, you little pretty girls, don't hate. Work hard. That's right, Mr. Chris. Work harder. Work harder to achieve those things. So if you envious of somebody else, stop it. Stop it. And just do you, boo. and get what, if they got what you want, don't be envious. Say, I gotta work harder because I want some of those things myself. Yep. Yeah, do it right the first time. And then you have more time in your day to do other things. I don't like repeat unless I'm rewinding a TV show. So, and then help others. You know, that's the one thing we don't do is, especially women, we do not pull each other up. We don't share our knowledge. Like if we know it, they're like, they'll figure it out. We cannot do that. We have got to, if we know it and we see someone else is struggling, what's it going to do to help them? That was the one thing I always did is I always helped, especially at work. I would see women struggling. I'd be pulling to the side. Come here, boo, let me tell you something. Because they'll let you fall. And they'll, because somebody told me one day I would not make a good supervisor. I said, did you see me apply? Because I didn't have that cold-heartedness, that backstabby thing. That's okay. I'll stay right where I'm at. Because I'd rather be good inside than have other women looking behind their back at me. Or anybody look over their back at me like, well, you can't trust this girl. I was going to use another word. We're going to keep it positive. Right. And then your blessings come. You get your flowers when now don't do it just because you want something positive to happen, because the Most High knows if you didn't do it for that. Do it unselfishly. Let it be natural. So, and then take your positives. When bad things happen to you, try to find, and it took me a long time to learn this. Because I was a bratty little, my daddy spoiled me, so I was a bratty little kid. And I used to say, why me? Why always me? Why does effed up stuff always happen to me? Why it didn't happen to such and such? They're such a terrible person. And you're like, how come bad things don't happen to terrible people? They just keep happening to me. And I had to stop. Because that's why. Because you didn't learn from that terrible thing that happened to you. You kept on doing whatever it did to make that terrible thing happen to you. You didn't learn a life lesson from it. All you did is whine and complain. So I had to flip I didn't do a 360 on it. Like I kept doing 360s on everything that happened to me. Like that's a full circle. I had to do a 180 and say, learn from that. Learn for why these things are happening to you. Because if you don't, you'll go in a circle your whole life. Right. That part right there, Pamela. If you go to and it says in the Bible, stand on the street corner and start screaming and hollering and everything. If you tell everybody what you did for somebody else, that's braggadocious, right? That's like pat me on the back seat. And you didn't do it for yourself. I mean, you did it for yourself. You didn't do it for that person. You see it, and it was not a good deed. It was kind of a selfish deed, Right, Mr. Chris. He does. That's I'm telling you. So I was looking into powerful women, the most powerful women in 2021, and this list kind of threw me for a loop. Some of them were predictable. Like number one was Mackenzie Scott. And you're like, who? I was like, who's Mackenzie Scott? Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. Number one most powerful woman in the world. How crazy is that? And this just women. So she's an author and a philanthropist. No, I'm sorry, I don't know if that's true. I just know you Bezos' ex-wife. When they divorced, she got half of everything. And I know he's got money, hunty. So, and then number two, like I said, like her or not, Kamala Harris is the number 2 most powerful woman in the world. Yeah, crazy, right? And she broke a lot of first this and first that. She's the first woman vice president, first woman of color vice president. She's the first Black Indian Senate and Attorney General. So number 3 is some lady named Christina Langard, and she was the first head of European Central Bank. So I don't know her at all. Number 4, don't know her either. Mary Barrera. She's General Motors CEO. She's the first to be the head of the biggest 3 automakers in the U.S. And now number 5, Melinda French Gates. So that's Bill Gates' wife. She's a philanthropist. So how are they so powerful? Are they powerful because they're husbands? Bill Gates' wife is number 5, and Bezos' ex-wife was number 2. But they're top 5 and the most powerful women in the world. So, and it's crazy because Nancy Pelosi came up at number 15. And if you don't know who Nancy Pelosi is, I would say I always put a K in her name. If you don't know politics, this is the order: Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi. She's the House of Representatives chair. Can't think of what they call it, but she's number 3. So if anything would happen to those 2, she's now the president. That's how that works. So let's say Biden has a heart attack and somebody or let's say Kamala and Biden are out at an event and somebody decides to mass shoot up the place, and those 2 go down. Nancy Pelosi is now the president. So that's how that works. So she ended up at number 15. Do you know, everyone thinks Oprah Winfrey is this, and that. Oprah Winfrey is number 23. So, and that's another successful woman. She made it from Chicago nothingness to where she is now. She owns her own network. So, and Queen Elizabeth, you know, everybody celebrated the 4th of July because they got freed from Queen Elizabeth or Queen whatever, Europe, right? So that's what the 4th of July is about. Yay, we're free from Europe. Yeah, not that we were free from nothing. We were still big. Our ancestors were still picking cotton. That's because that whole I'm free from Europe. So Queen Elizabeth was number 70. And this was a kicker for me. Reese Witherspoon. Y'all remember Reese Witherspoon? She was a teenage star who came back and revamped the television show. I watched it. I think it was Big Lies on Showtime. How the heck does Reese Witherspoon hit the top 100 most powerful women? Number 74. How? Tell me. Now this I know isn't surprising. Beyonce is number 76 on that list. And then again, Taylor Swift. Why? I don't get it. Who would know who she was if it wasn't for Kanye West? Kanye gave her a career. And then this one is like, I didn't even know this lady was Black. Number 80, Ava DuVernay. She wrote that movie Wrinkle in Time that Oprah Winfrey did. Yeah, I didn't know she was Black. And then our girl Serena Williams hits 85. So that was an interesting list that came up. So that list was interesting. I always wonder, I didn't look up the men, just the women. Those are the most powerful. I wasn't going to do the whole 100. That just wasn't going to happen. So, and you know, what makes you so powerful? What gives you the, how do they put you in that rank? Like, I mean, I know Nancy Pelosi, what makes her powerful. I know what makes Oprah powerful. She could make or break you. So, I wonder if Tyler Perry ended up on the men's list. So what does it take to be a successful woman? Like, what do you have to put into yourself to become successful in anything that you do? I don't care. You I didn't like about Oprah, I say this all the time. We all sat home, housewives all sat home watching Oprah. Now, I don't eat bonbons, but I cooked, I cleaned. My kids had I washed clothes every day. My house was spotless. Their homework was always done. My kids could read before they went to kindergarten, except for one hot meal every day. But she sat and told us, housewives, that we had the hardest job in the world. And I believed her. I honestly sat back with my, cockiness, like nobody works harder than a housewife. And she got life twisted. Maybe because she don't have no kids. At the time, I only had 4 kids. I didn't have this little pot of mine. A single working mother, lady, you have the hardest working job in the world. I know. Hardest job in the world. Maybe not physically challenging, but it's a mental job. So, yes, hard work and dedication, and that, yes, yeah. And if you again, you can't be a slacker. And if you're not dedicated to what you're doing, you cannot. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you pump gas. You cannot be a success in pumping gas. You just can't. You have to be dedicated to everything that you do. And that dedication, like you just said, what is it that you got to get a mindset to, where do I fit in at this, in the success that I want? So is it to make an impact in the world through business? Like what business? And you really, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you want your own business, if this is something, I don't want to work for anybody, you really have to sit down and say, do I love what I'm getting ready to start doing? Don't find a trend or a fad and everybody is making quick money on this. Because that's not, it's going to be like going to a company and working 30 years for a company you hate. And it won't be successful because you're not enjoying it. If you love flowers, be a florist. I'm allergic to the flowers, so. Oh, thank you, Chris. I agree. I always shout out single moms. Man, it's a hard job. It really is. But yes, if you gotta have a I lost my place. Yeah, you choose that business and make sure it's a love and desire for it. Like I loved when I started selling life insurance because I bought some, and I loved the impact, because a lot of our people have too many car washes, barbecues, because they can't afford to bury their loved ones. And that's the saddest thing in the world, to understand that it doesn't even take a lot of money each month to just make sure that you bury your loved ones properly. And you're not out there car washes, barbecues, signs, So that was something that really impacted me. And then learning about retirements and things like that. And then trying to teach our people generational wealth. Oh my goodness. That generational wealth, how easy of a concept that is to learn, I went out and just started spreading the word. So I really love doing that. So, and I still make t-shirts. Yeah, I love all these t-shirts I design. So that was something I really love to do. So it was impactful for me. And then you have to decide, do I just want to be a career woman? Maybe you just want to be a lawyer, stockbroker, accountant, doctor. If that's where you want to go and that's where you want to be successful, then that's where you choose to go and that's what you do. And you make sure that you be the best at it you can. And that, like my dad, you be the best you can. And you work hard at that. And then, or do you want to form a form of personal expression? Like we have Mama Boo on here, and she has the nonprofit. So do you want to make an impact in the world with a nonprofit? Is it for kids? Is it the homeless? Is it that might be your desire as to being successful. What I want to do is do for others. When I was about 12, I wanted to open an orphanage. I don't even like kids. And I had designed out the whole I drew a little house that I wanted to buy and how it was going to function. This is why I'm a writer. because my imagination is ridiculous. My husband said I could spin a story in my head and ain't none of it happened, but I done made it all up. So that's, so set, if you're a giver, then and put that impact out and put your desires out there, but find something to impact you or that drives you into your personal success, so, and then checking my time, because we're going to be out of here really soon. My boys are going bowling. I got to get them in an Uber. So you have to remove all factors: low self-esteem, no self-confidence, and push forward. Like that's what Pamela was saying. Get yourself out of that that fearful mindset. I'm scared. What if I can't? What if I fail? And G had something up on his YouTube about failing. You have to continue to fail. You just cannot give up. You got to keep pushing through it, because failure leads to success. How did you learn to walk? How many times did you fall before you learned how to walk? So you just didn't get up and start walking, like climb down off your mommy's lap and just start walking and running. You have to fall how many times before you got walking perfected? So it's like I failed at one business. Do you think I stopped? No, I revamped and learned how to do it. And my t-shirts now are even better than the ones that I had styled by Nina. So you gotta keep pushing through and don't let failure or fear stop you. Yes, helping kids is a great way to help. The Most High always blesses you. I know I have. As much as I say I don't like kids, I had a house full of kids all the time. So it is, honestly, kids are so precious, and I have this thing is you don't mess with kids. You don't talk about kids, you don't abuse kids, you don't hurt kids, you don't kill kids. These kids, and you don't talk about somebody these kids. Kids are always off limits, always. So doubt prevents where you want to go, and it'll always set you back. And there's a lot of people that have all these great ideas. You hear them talking about what they want to do, and they doubt themselves. And that's that thing I was talking about earlier. If you don't love yourself, you don't like yourself, you're going to doubt yourself, and that success is never going to reach you. You're just not going to get where you need. You're going to plateau always at a lower level in life. And we do that a lot. We let ourselves doubt ourselves because somebody said in our ear what you can't do, and we didn't block that off. And you got to learn how to block that off. So, because I've learned not to come back with mean things, because you say something like this to me and I'll hit you with that. I'll throw a fireball at you with terrible words back. What I've learned, the older you get, the wiser you get, and it's just now you can at me, and you might catch me for you'll never get more than 2 minutes, because that voice in my head says stop. Because it's taken me years and years to hit. Oh, as a teenager, I was a mess. I don't just say as a teenager in my 20s. So I was scared of my first piece of property. My dad couldn't believe it. But today, I'm hands on my head. You can't make me give up. Exactly. No, I'm not stopping. And that's right. That's how you do it. Property is a great way to start. Yeah, I tell people when they say I don't understand the reason of buying a house. That is a savings account. When you pay somebody rent, you are paying their mortgage and into their escrow and into their savings account. So yeah, sometimes buy a little house. Stay within your budget and make it your first piece of. Every time you pay that mortgage, you are putting money into a savings account. That's what people don't understand. Don't start refinancing it, because that's how they get you. Buy that little house. That's every piece. And if you can pay $30 extra on your mortgage, you'll pay your house off faster. But the husband's parents, they own their first piece of property free and clear. All they pay is taxes. And that's a write-off. So don't say, why should I? Because in an apartment, they can put you out. They can raise your rent. You could be homeless. So, but always buy that house where you can afford it. Don't buy a house because you like what it looks like and I need to. No. Stay right in your budget. Just make it your first piece of property. And rent nowadays, whew, you don't know what we could give for this little shack that we live in. Through my mind, the property value and the rent in this ghetto. I'm sorry. Be aware of everything around you. You're not gonna be driving a car and you drive to make sure nobody hits your car. Be aware of your surroundings. Know what's going on around you at all times. You're starting a business. Everybody, you can't just go visit places with all this COVID. People keep going on vacation, coming home with COVID. Stay home. Go on the internet and look at other people's businesses. See how they did it. If you don't know how to write a business plan, do you know Google is everybody's friend? And right there on Google, it tells you how to write a business plan. So it's the same thing. Be aware of what's around you. And I know you can't go out. Well, everybody goes out. I don't know why I said that. But I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be visiting t-shirt shops. But I used to go downtown LA and that was the garment district and get all my t-shirts. And I used to go to different factories to see. I had one silkscreen guy, like my order was too big for me to do. And I used to go and watch how they did their silkscreen and how they, he used to let me, that's how I learned how to perfect me silkscreen. So be aware of everything that's around you. Learn. Just because I make t-shirts, I still want to learn how he made jackets. I want to learn how to write a business plan because I want to learn how to get a loan or a grant. So always pay attention to things around you. If you hear somebody talking about something, if you're in Starbucks and let's say they're talking about stocks or something, pay attention. So pay attention to your surroundings and keep yourself visible. This is the one thing we don't do. And I'm terrible at it because, if I'm in a big group, I'm a hide lady back because I don't want everybody to see me. I'm just not. Everybody thinks I'm like this big social butterfly. But you keep yourself very, very visible, especially on whatever it is that you're doing. Like Pamela said, what happened to your books? Because I haven't been posting my books. That's a fail on me right now. Whatever your brand is, stay everywhere. Stay current. Let people know. Leave your business. If you're at a mom and pop, ask them to leave your business card. If you're in a restaurant or a coffee shop, leave cards on tables. Always have yourself out there. If you hear someone talking like, man, I need some t-shirts, or, I read this one book, really? And give them a free copy of your book. Or if you make t-shirts, always have a t-shirt available. Oh, I make those. Or you like candles? Oh, I have candles. You like scrubs? Oh, I make scrubs. You see, always keep yourself visible and make sure people will know who you are. Because if you don't, you'll get lost and ate up in this world where everybody is doing things. If you're on your job, always make sure that you're the first one there and the last one to leave. Always make sure you're working harder than everybody else so they see you. Now, don't be an ass kisser. You all up in your boss's face. Hey, boss, want some coffee? Hey, boss. Hey. No, let your work show. Make sure they see how good you are at what you do. So, and these are things that I thought about as far as, being a success. Pampering places, real estate properties. There you go, Pamela. Make yourself visible. That's what I'm talking about. See, we didn't even know that about you, Pamela. We always pump up Rob the Realtor. Rob the Realtor. You gotta let us know these things and where you are. So anyone that's in your area, Pamela sells property. Let's always promote you and network. Exactly. Because if you hear somebody talking about what they do and it's beneficial to your business, say, hey, how you doing? I'm Dee Dee. I write. Hey, I'm Dee Dee. I'm a publisher. Hey, I'm Dee Dee. I'm an editor. You need your books edited. That's how I ended up on when I was on Facebook tab. I read a lot of people's books before they went to publication or the editor just to see if they flowed well. And, then I see their books come out and I was like, man, I read that book before it even got, into published. because I extended that to let them know, and I will let them know, ooh, you said this on this part, and now you said this on that part. That don't make sense, you know. So always extend, and then guess what? After they see me, I have a new book that drops. Then on their page, they're promoting my book. See, that's network. So that's right. That's right. So this was great. That's my hour and 1 minute. So I always enjoy my Saturday. And this was, I wish CeCe would have been here because she started her own business and it's a successful business. But this was fun anyway. And I tried to put out as much information as I could on you know women and success, and we gotta really find it. And like I think Angela popped up on her break. But while she was here, you know, she had the same things. You know, me and Angela, we're a lot in sync. But you have to be strong. You gotta be dedicated. You gotta be focused. You gotta be organized. You gotta network. And you gotta be out there. And ladies, you gotta stand strong. And like Pamela said, we gotta fight our fears and get out there. And no matter what direction you take to be successful, go out there and do it. 10 toes down and make it happen. You know. And whatever level you decide is successful for you, go out there and get it done. You know, more power to you. I love my Saturdays. I love my hookah lounge. I love hanging out with y'all. Hey, yesterday was a great interview. Make sure you go check that out. And, you know, we have Oldies Rule Forever tomorrow. And, you know, that's always a blast. So don't miss that. So this has been fun. And I missed you guys last week. But, hey, it's me, DD, and I'm always here. Not always. Don't say always. You ever take a test and it says always or never? It's false. So she dropped that video. Oh, these two songs that I picked for these two videos, these are my hype songs. Like if I'm not thinking I'm grinding on my life and level up, because you know CeCe's level up, Sierra's level up. It was like, hey, level up, build it up, get it going. So drop that video, G-Lew.
I got everything I said I was gonna get on my kid. In addition to that fact, I went legit. I'm the shit now, according to the way that I'm positioned. In this biz, it look like I'm just gonna keep on getting rich. Know them Westside RSCs is us. LAPD on my dick, I'ma squeeze and bust. If a rap nigga diss, switch cheese and bust. All this rap money, nigga, look, I need too much. Money, loyalty, and love, in the dream we trust. You'll be switching up the players on your team too much. Tiny Copy, that's my loc, Young Supreme, what's up? And we travel around the world getting cream or what? Ain't you get off on whoever hustle seem to brush? Las Vegas strip pop, yeah, you creamed them punks. After all that looking tough, all he seen was stunts. 50 Cent and Mayweather flee the scene with us. True story. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life.
Mistakes are gone, I won't do them no more. That's old news, there's new news, I done did that before. I turn nothing to something, my comeback on 100. Let's talk it, more action, you just gon' see coming. I just keep elevating, no losses, just upgrading. My lessons made blessings, I turn that into money. Thank God I never settle, this view is so much better. I'm chilling, I'm winning, like on another level. Oh, you can talk all you want. See me as a greater, nothing I'm afraid of, and I can have it all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let go! Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up.
Oh, you know I'll be going. Thank you, Mr. Chris. I appreciate you hanging out with me because you could have been doing something else on a Saturday. So I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys. I love spending my Saturday right here in conversations in the hookah lounge. See, I only took 2 sips until the gnats got inebriated in my tequila. So thank you so much for joining us. As you see my little lazy dog back there, that's my little Snoop Doggy dog. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hang out with us tomorrow for Oldies Rule Forever and check out yesterday's interview. See you guys later. Love y'all, smooches.